Hi everybody, Nadim here for online tennis instruction. Today I would like to talk to you about an advanced concept and that has to do with creating angles on the court. Basically opening up the court when you play singles, but also taking advantage of these angles when you play doubles. Now let me please give you a disclaimer right from the get-go. This is an advanced concept, which means if the fundamentals on your ground strokes, forehand as well as backhand, aren't where you want them to be, I ask you to refrain from that and only work on these shots once the fundamentals are in place. Why? Because you're going to have to slightly deviate from these fundamentals in order to make these angle shots happen. Okay, so when you're creating angles, you want to look at a couple of technicalities here that are important to pinpoint. Number one, you got to think of having to hit up a little bit more, okay? So you're going to sacrifice a bit of extension because you don't want to go as deep. You have a shorter court to play with, so the upward angle at contact needs to be increased, okay? And you need to make sure that the racket head moves quite fast, all right? That's number one. Number two, you want to make sure that you hit the outside of the ball a bit more, okay? Because remember, if you hit the outside of the ball, you can brush up and over across your body to create that angle, all right? If you hit the ball flat on or coming straight on from the bottom, that is a contact point that is preferred for a deep shot. And that is true for whether you hit a forehand, a one-handed backhand, or a two-handed backhand. So let me recap real quick. You want to accelerate upwards, so the upward angle at contact increases because you have a shorter court to play with. You swing slightly more across your body, not quite as forward, and you got to make sure that you hit the outside of the ball a bit more, okay? So let's take a look where you want to stand. When you're creating these angles, singles or doubles, you normally want to work this if you can find yourself in no man's land. If you're too far back, it's not a good idea because you generate angle, but the other person has enough time to make up for that. So you want to be inside the court when you generate this angle in singles. In doubles also, if you're coming to the net, you don't want to give too much angle. So again, you want to be finding yourself somewhat in no man's land if you generate this cross-court angle. So let me demonstrate on the forehand first with self feeds. You can see that I set up for the forehand and the backhand alike a few target areas, okay? It's the same on both sides and it's relatively far over to the singles line, but remember, you don't have to hit the cones, you want to hit that approximate area, okay? So let's take a look at what it looks like here when I demonstrate. And remember, I may not be perfect, I made some errors, and then I will be telling you what they were. So I'm inside the court, split step, unit turn, and now I'm really going to focus on getting nice accelerated upward angle, and I'm wrapping a little bit more around my body, okay, hitting the outside of the ball more, okay? So actually that was a lucky shot for me right there. One more time. I'm really going to try to get that angle, and this was lucky for me, but I'm very happy that it comes out like this in the video. You could see I was able to hit 2 of those 4 targets. So if you get to that level, do it, go for those shots. But remember, it is not about hitting the ball as flat. You do still need some clearance over the net. You still need to lift the ball. That's why you're coming up a little more. But in general, this is what you want it to look like on the forehand. So let's take a look at the backhand side. All right guys, let's take a look at the backhand. Let's start with the one-handed backhand, okay? Similar position. You want to be inside the court, same layout over there. And now you want to remember again, you want to head up more on that ball, swing a little bit more across and hit the outside of that ball. All right, let's take a look here. Self-feeding again. Okay, that was a little too high. I didn't really go up quick enough. Let's increase, and that was a little bit better. Okay, you can see I'm not a one-hander. Let's try that one more time. Let me get one more ball right here. Okay, and you can see I hold the finish to really see if I can generate that angle. Okay, let's take a look at the two-hander. Thank you. This will be quite the interesting experiment here, having to self-feed, but this is all what I have to do. Here we go. So I'm gonna stick with that ball and really stay with it so I can generate. Don't want to pull away. Okay, and they're really high because even I'm not quite confident with it yet. Let's do one more time. Okay, and that was a pretty nice angle. Now, also depends whether you play singles or doubles, okay? In doubles, what's very important to note is you only want to angle shots if you can, or you're very confident that you will finish the point with it. Because the more angle you give, the more angle you get as well. You're going to end up stretching possibly. The only exception to this is if you're playing somebody who is not very good in moving to the ball, okay? And you can generate a angle shot where they have to stretch. They give you some sort of a sitter where the next ball is clearly for you you a chance to finish the point off. So keep that in mind in doubles. And again, in singles, you want to be in charge of the point, and you want to still give yourself a nice margin. So you don't want to aim too close to the lines, just like these targets indicate. And that will definitely give you another set of tools to play when you're out on the court. So try this out if you're at this level, if you find yourself confident with your fundamentals, and good luck with your tennis. Take care.
Nadim is now available for private lessons in sunny South Florida year-round. When you work with Nadim, you get state-of-the-art instruction with instant video feedback right on the court. If you want to take your game to the next level with private lessons, simply click the link inside this video for all the details.